And now, how about a hand for that great look back at the last 40 years, including such significant milestones of trust within the financial planning profession. I'm sure I'm not alone in feeling an incredible sense of pride in my chosen profession, as well as a strengthened bond to FPA. Thank you. Hello, and welcome to FPA Anaheim 2009. I'm sure over the next few days you'll absorb enough new ideas, tips, and pointers to propel your practice forward for the next 40 years, or at least for the foreseeable future. Revisiting the whole concept of trust and its role in building this profession, I think it's safe to say that it is just as vital to the success of today's financial planners as it was 10, 20, 30, or even 40 years ago. After all, when the credit markets froze last year, where did your clients turn for reassurance? Amid the stock market's multiple free falls, who did your clients seek out for a steady hand in the storm? You. Why? Because of the trust that they've placed in you. We all know that the past year has been rough in many ways. I know many of us do not want to live through that year again. But our ability to persevere reminds me of a lesson I've learned in my 25-plus years as a pilot. It's a lesson that I impressed upon my wife, Lisa, who was working on her pilot's license and was preparing for her first solo cross-country flight. While reviewing her in-flight checklist as she studied at home one night, Lisa, who, by the way, handles all of the worrying in our house, asked me about a situation where something could go wrong. My response started with, first you fly the airplane, and then I explained to her how you would diagnose the problem. She asked me about another potential issue. And again, my reply started with, first you fly the airplane. By the sixth scenario, she was exasperated with, first you fly the airplane, and then she let me know it. Those of you who know Lisa won't find that hard to believe at all. I wasn't trying to be difficult, really. I was merely emphasizing that your chances for survival in any challenging situation are much higher if you focus on the fundamentals of your role and then work through the extraneous issues as you can. If you're in the pilot seat when the engine quits, that airplane will come down. You don't have to help it. You have to keep flying the airplane. If you're a financial planner when the stock market craters, that means you keep maintaining the client relationships. And if you're FPA when the economy contracts, that means you support FPA members and the financial planning profession. I know each one of us endured unbelievable turbulence over the past 12 months, yet I'm heartened to be standing here in front of you, eager to capitalize on the unique opportunities only such trying times can offer. Opportunities, that is, that are much broader than portfolio plays tied to the market's ebbs and flows. You see, fellow planners, we're currently in the midst of one of the most significant shifts in human history. I think the environment is best summed up by Peter Drucker, the great management thinker. He said, in a few hundred years, when the history of our time is written from a long-term perspective, it is likely that the most important event those historians see will not be technology, not the internet, not e-commerce. It is an unprecedented change in the human condition. For the first time, literally, substantial and rapidly numbers of growing people have choices. For the first time, they're going to have to manage themselves, and society is totally unprepared for it. Think about that for a moment. In the context of financial planning, the masses are being handed the keys to their financial well-being, and then they're being told, go figure it out. Consider the landscape. The 30-year gold watch and a pension? No more. The security aspect of Social Security? Shaky at best. And the unreal standard of living set during the first 8 years of this decade? Deflated quicker than the value of a half-built McMansion. Even the future of medical care is up in the air. The rate of change is literally paralyzing, and in many cases it's accelerating. In turn, never before has the average person faced so much uncertainty in their life. Unsettling? Yes. But for each and every one of us, today's realities represent an incredible opportunity. An opportunity, that is, for a trusted advisor to make a difference in the financial well-being of many. 1 year ago in Boston, FPA unveiled a 5-point standard of care which provided a foundation to the philosophy of serving as a fiduciary to our clients. As a quick review, the 5 core elements of FPA standard of care are: put the client's best interest first, act with due care and in utmost good faith, do not mislead clients, provide full and fair disclosure of all material facts, and disclose and fairly manage all material conflicts of interest. Since we rolled out FPA Standard of Care, I've heard many endorsements from planners across the profession. But there are also still skeptics who doubt its purpose. To all of you and the rest of our financial planning colleagues, please allow me to elaborate on one point. In a world hurtling headlong toward a fiduciary standard, the standard of care represents the optimal approach for us to solidify our standing in the financial planning profession, especially amid such global and interpersonal turmoil. Now, don't despair. No one is asking you to shoulder this broad standard alone. In addition to the Financial Planning Association and your FPA chapters, like-minded organizations have joined us in determining that promoting a fiduciary standard is the best course for the financial planning profession. Most significantly, we've joined with the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors and the CFP Board to form the Financial Planning Coalition. The coalition's focus is to ensure that financial planning services are delivered to the public with fiduciary accountability and transparency. We're also working with legislators to establish a professional oversight board for financial planners. It would be subject to federal authority and again support a true fiduciary standard, because ultimately that's what's in our clients' best interest. Speaking of clients, the lifeblood of our profession, I'm compelled to ask for an additional commitment to further your personal growth and to advance the evolution of the trusted advisor. For some of us, recent market developments have been made especially tough by the fact that the strategies and approaches that have always worked flat out failed, left us with significant losses and disillusioned clients. Unfortunately, there's no magic bullet to get all that back. But the situation does underscore a key tenet for the continued maintenance of client trust going forward. In a nutshell, we must be open to those who disagree with us and be willing to question our own beliefs, no matter how long we've held those beliefs. We need to listen, not dismiss, and objectively weigh the pros and cons of every substantive idea. I'm not suggesting that you completely change course whenever you uncover a unique concept, but we must at least open our ears to differences of opinion and try to learn from alternative perspective. If we do this, we'll be better prepared for the next collapsing bubble. We'll strengthen our practices and we'll energize FPA. I know, this could be challenging for some of us, perhaps even extremely challenging, but I strongly encourage you to carry an open mind into your day-to-day dealings. The potential benefits are substantial. In addition to this Fresh Perspectives initiatives, I look over the next 12 months and I admit that I'm incredibly optimistic about the financial planning profession and FPA. Informed by the lessons of our storied past, FPA is forging ahead with efforts to support the appropriate regulation of the financial planning profession, to solidify the definition of what it means to be a financial planner, removing any trace of a question or doubt among our colleagues and within the broader public as to what is to be expected from a financial planner, and to sharpen FPA's standing as the premier source of knowledge in the financial planning profession, encompassing all proven tactics, processes, procedures, as well as those new and unique ideas that will make us all stronger. Emboldened by each of these initiatives, FPA is fully capable of fulfilling its destiny of creating a world where every individual has the opportunity to thrive and prosper, regardless of the size of their nest egg, their appetite for risk, or their socioeconomic standing. For many years, FPA has promoted the concept of the heart of financial planning to capture the energy and potential within our profession. To achieve our ultimate destiny, all three chambers of that FPA heart must work in harmony with each other. From those who deliver the services, you and I, to those who need the services, our current and prospective clients, and those who support the services, product innovators. Success relies on a steady flow of information, communication, and even concern for the well-being of that end client. So to keep our chamber of the heart of financial planning robust, vibrant, and responsive, please join me in living by the fiduciary standard, advocating for our profession, opening our ears and minds to different ideas, and of course, keep flying that airplane. Thank you.